Over the last 14 years, I've read 322 business books to improve as a real estate agent and business owner. Hey everyone, I'm Nick McLean and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I own a real estate team that's sold over $1 billion in sales and over 5,000 transactions. And over the last 14 years, I've read a lot of books and I've narrowed it down to the top 10 books every single real estate agent should read and every single salesperson should read. So the first book that I recommend everyone reads, and this book, honestly, I've read every year. It's one of those read twice, read 4 times, read 10 times type of book, and that is Influence, Science and Practice by Robert Cialdini. Most agents misunderstand sales. They think sales requires convincing people to do something that they want them to do. Sales isn't about that. It's not about being pushy. It's about being nudgy. This book teaches you sales in an influence persuasion model, like leading a horse to water versus telling a horse to drink water. So I highly recommend book number 1, Influence, Science and Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. Book number 2, it's an oldie but goodie, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Most agents rely on natural personalities to connect with people. This book teaches you the art and science to making friends and developing relationships with your clients. Timeless principles. And the way you read this book is don't devour this book. Don't go from front cover to back cover and devour it. Take it one chapter at a time, one principle at a time, and implement. If there's one thing that out of the 322 books, I have a rule. Out of the 322 books, if it's a great book, I implement everything it says. And this book is an implementation book that's going to change your relationships and build winning friendships. And in our business, relationships, friendships, connections means more sales. Book number 3, To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink. I love this book because it makes it natural to be a salesperson. It makes it, being a human is selling versus having to become something you're not. And that's what we've been taught in sales, is become something you're not feels unnatural. Well, Daniel Pink breaks it down and it teaches you how to sell to connect with the essence of being human. You will learn that everything is sales, every position in your company is sales, every relationship at home is sales, negotiating with your daughter or your son, that's sales, with your husband, your wife, your partner, your boyfriend. It's all about the connection. It's all about being human. It's all about selling. Read that book. It's really, really insightful. Book number 4, Never Split the Difference. Negotiation as If Your Life Depends on It by Chris Voss. He's an FBI negotiator that wrote this book. I actually talked to his son, Brandon Voss, when it first came out, who's actually an amazing negotiator too. I think they own a company called Black Swan, where you can hire them as consultants to help them negotiate business practices. But this FBI negotiator, Chris Voss, it's shocking how poorly the average salesperson negotiates. It's shocking how poorly the average agent negotiates. The best agents know how to write contracts. They know how to negotiate the right way. And you're going to learn in this book how to negotiate by becoming an immovable object, an immovable nice guy, right? It's not about going top down, beat down, pound of flesh negotiation tactics. That doesn't work. You're going to learn the essence of being an FBI negotiator. Think about Chris Voss. He had to negotiate with terrorists. He cannot budge one bit. Awesome book. I read it more than once per year. Also listen to Chris Voss on many, many podcasts. And every time he's on a new podcast, I listen again because there's always something I take away. So that's book number 4. Book number 5, The Little Book of Selling by Jeffrey Gitomer. The Little Book of Selling by Jeffrey Gitomer. It's actually the first sales book I ever read. It was given to me by my broker and my first mentor back in 2008 when I was taking the bus from Wenatchee to Chelan. You don't know that, but it's 45 minutes away. My real estate office was 45 minutes from my house, and I couldn't afford gas in my car, so I got a bus pass. And it was the best money I ever spent. Not only did I save money on gas, but I read books along the way. And as a natural introvert, I needed to learn sales. And this was the first sales book I ever read. And most agents think selling's hard because they don't understand why people buy. And this book will teach you why people buy things. Because as a salesperson, it's about empathy. And empathy is about understanding the other person's perspective. You don't want them to try to figure out your perspective. It's not about you, it's about them. So get this book and figure out why people buy and the principles they buy and what drives them to make a sale, to say yes. So get that one. Book number 6, Grit: The Passion and Power of Perseverance by Angela Duckworth. Grit. Most agents think real estate, most salespeople think it should be about, it's all about house hunters or HGTV. And they're shocked to find out that, most buyers don't buy. Most leads you talk to don't answer the phone. Most leads you talk to hang up on you. Most people don't sell their homes, right? You have to have grit. You have to have perseverance. You have to find that passion. And that's not coming from the external world. It has to come from the internal world. So figure out that metric, the grit metric. Get that book, Angela Duckworth. It's amazing. You can also find her on lots of different podcasts. Book number 7, Mindset by Dweck. Mindset, the New Psychology of Success. I see Grit and Mindset. Those 2 books are the cornerstones for what it takes to be successful in business, in life, and in sales, and as a real estate agent. So get Mindset. Agents with a fixed mindset, they reach their natural plateaus, and that's as far as they can go. But in order to continue to progress, to continue to have engagement and meaningful work and increase your success and your income, you got to have a mindset of growth. So get that book. It teaches the mindset of growth. And after a decade of research, Stanford University psychologist Dweck discovered these groundbreaking plans. And you're going to find that in that book, Mindset. Book number 8, Fanatical Prospecting, the ultimate guide to opening sales conversation and filling the pipeline. This is by Jeb Blount. And it's a great book to get you motivated to understand that you need to embrace that prospecting, that follow-up, the phone, the conversations, opening up doors from a cold start. It's all about fanatical prospecting. I had an agent. He was 19 years old, joined my company. He didn't know anything about real estate. He didn't know anything about sales. I gave him this book. He read it. He set 32 appointments in his first 30 days, y'all. 32 appointments in the first 30 days because he read Fanatical Prospecting. Book number 8, Getting to Yes, the Negotiating Agreement Without Giving In. Roger Fisher, William Ural. This is like amazing. This is like people hire these professors, these experts to go negotiate between countries for treaties, peace treaties, trade agreements. This is high-level negotiations. This is who wrote this book, and you get access to that intellect by buying it. Most agents think it's about winning negotiations. Therefore, there's winners and losers. And in truth, you've heard it before, win-win scenarios. Well, where did that concept come from? This book, right? Just don't take what people told you. Oh, we want win-wins, win-lose, lose-lose. No, go to the book. Go to the text that came up with that framework and learn about it. Have a deeper understanding of it. This book, Getting to Yes, gives you step-by-step strategies to coming up with mutually acceptable agreements. Mutually acceptable agreements. Because if you don't get a mutually acceptable agreement, that's a win-win, you will have closing problems. As a real estate agent and a business person, I can make deals go together, but that's one thing. Nobody gets paid, nobody wins unless it closes and it's implemented and people follow through. So make sure you read book number 9, Getting to Yes. Book number 10, to round it up, Zig Ziglar's Secret of Closing the Sale for Anyone Who Must Get Others to Say Yes. Zig Ziglar, he's the guru when it comes to sales. He's charismatic. He's influential. He's motivational. He taught your parents and your friends' friends and your uncles and everyone else how to make sales. It's timeless. You got to get this book. It's the best advice I ever reached in real estate career is you have to ask. So the best advice I ever received is you have to ask for the sale. You have to ask for the business. You have to put yourself out there. And this book is going to get you to do that. And it's going to teach you how to close the sale. and get to that decision-making process. Lead that horse to water and get them to make a choice, make a decision. It might not be yes, but you got them there, and you're going to learn how to close and overcome objections. And the book teaches you everything from persuasion, success as a salesperson, and so much more. So those are the top 10 books that I think every salesperson should read. You can get them on Amazon. Check the show notes, check the descriptions. I'll put all the links to those books so you can get them and put them in your war chest. Get them in your Audible. Listen to them on your way to work, in between showings, in between sales calls, dropping the kids off at school. If you like this video and you want to get access to other podcasts, books, information, content, I'm going to be delivering it to you. Like this video, comment. It's the best way to support this podcast, and subscribe. And if you think there's a friend out there that's in sales or in real estate or someone you know, share this video with them. Spread this channel. We're growing the subscriber base. We want to get as big as we can. So help us get there, and I'll continue to bring so much value to you.